Welcome back to the show. We have reached the end of our On the Border mini-series. We've talked to Border Patrol agents, law enforcement in border communities, humanitarian workers, and a border county medical examiner. We've seen all points of the journey that migrants take when they come to the U.S.-Mexico border. And now it's time for the final stop. Cheddar News' Megan Pratz has more on the final installment in our mini-series on the border.
Many migrants in the Del Rio sector in Texas surrender themselves to law enforcement. Once in Border Patrol custody, they are detained, fingerprinted, and processed. It's here that many ask for asylum, thus beginning a totally new process. Some are released on their own recognizance with an immigration court date. They are then released into the community with nowhere to go and no way to get there. So the citizens of Del Rio decided to step up. Take a look. This is it, the final stop. The Valverde Border Humanitarian Coalition in Del Rio, Texas is the departure point for many migrants who cross the Rio Grande. After processing by Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs Enforcement, they come here.
You are at a short-term respite center.
Está en un centro de corto plazo.
Your primary focus is to contact your family and let them know that you're okay and that you're safe. Your next priority is to secure your funding to your final destination.
The all-volunteer organization welcomes Border Patrol buses full of new immigrants, sometimes multiple times a day. This isn't a shelter. There's no overnight service. It's all about moving through Del Rio and moving on.
You've got one bus that leaves in less than a half an hour.
As soon as the brief orientation is over, it's chaos. People are filling up on food and water, children are taking time to just be kids, and adults are trying to navigate next steps. Families hit the phones, trying to get the funds for bus trips to San Antonio or flights to Dallas. Some plan to stay the night. They'll need money for a motel room. As migration in this small corner of Texas has ramped up in recent years, community leaders pushed to find a humanitarian solution to a growing problem. What do they do with all these people?
So in 2019, there was a surge and Border Patrol was releasing at the Greyhound station. Border Patrol asked the pastors in the community, what can we do? How can you, help us?
Tiffany Burrows is the operations manager here, and yes, she is also a volunteer. From the earliest mornings to the latest nights, she has dedicated her entire life to this mission.
It's all day, every day. It doesn't go away. And it isn't a 9-to-5 sort of situation. It's in the middle of the night, getting a call that a family has been released and they need a safe place to stay. We're not an overnight shelter.
Because she does this all day, every day, Burrows witnesses the realities of immigration, and her message to the rest of the country is pretty simple.
It's not a black and white thing. And it's not even a Republican or a Democratic thing. It's bigger than that. Come visit. Just like you said, it's one completely different picture if you come and see what's going on here with your eyes.
Back inside the respite center, it feels like a world away from politics in Washington. Volunteers frantically scramble to order tickets online and accept cash from passengers, all in a narrow window before the bus leaves.
I need to be honest with you right now. I don't have that money right now, but I try really, really hard to find it for pay the ticket because I want my friend right here with me.
Many migrants who wanted a ticket to the bigger city and therefore points beyond made the bus. Their journey to the United States ended at the Rio Grande, but their journey to a new life in America starts right here. Most of the people you saw in that piece are from Cuba and Venezuela. The Del Rio sector is seeing a lot of people from Haiti as well, but people are coming from all over the world. Currently, though, if people are coming from Mexico, they are immediately relocated back across the border. The same is true for many people from the Northern Triangle. That's, of course, El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala. So those nationals typically try to avoid detection to avoid detention. Asylum seekers, on the other hand, are crossing in Del Rio specifically because they see the companion city in Mexico, Ciudad Acuña, as much safer than some others along the border.
Thank you to our own Megan Pratz. That is the end of our special mini-series on the border. You can find the first 4 episodes right now over at cheddar.com.